See it.
Okay, great. Hey, everybody. How are you guys? Welcome. I'm Karen Richards, CEO, founder of KR Health Connections. And I have John Crespo
Hello,
from
everybody.
Fortera joining me today. Hey, John.
How's it going, everybody?
Good, good. We're glad you guys could join us. So, John and I have known each other, gosh, probably a little over a year now.
Yeah.
And we met through a local networking group. And right away, he was someone that I wanted to work and partner with. And one thing we know in business is you definitely get to know people and you work with those that you know, like, and trust. And John is definitely one of those guys. And so I wanted to get him on here because if you don't know him, you should. Because the minute you know him, you will like and trust him.
I hope so.
Yeah, John, I really appreciate, when I, as a small business owner here in Clarksville, had an idea for my small business, I went to John and he really truly walked me through all the steps, like basically from startup, getting my EIN number, getting a DUNS number, getting online, Secretary of State, all the things I needed to do. And also, of course, setting up my business accounts at Fortera. So I want him to come on today because I know a lot of people are, a little worried about what's going on right now in our economy. And so I just wanted a chance for him to get to give us some of his insights. So John, first, will you just tell us a little bit about Fortera and what it is?
Yeah, sure. For those who don't know, who don't live in the Clarksville area, may have not heard of Fortera, but we are a credit union. And you may have heard of a credit union before, but not necessarily know what a credit union does. People hear the word credit union and they just think of maybe it's a place to go get a loan for something. But believe it or not, we're a full service financial institution. The difference between a credit union and a bank per se is that a credit union is made up by members. So if you have an account with us, you're a member of the credit union, which makes you a owner of the credit union. And we're also a not-for-profit. So everything that we do is geared towards making sure that we're able to provide the best services, the best type of access to accounts and loans and things like that, that really makes sense for the people that are members and for our community. So everything that we generate as a financial institution comes right back into the services that we provide to our members.
Yeah, and I know you guys are such great community supporters here. I see you out and about at tons of networking events, and even just as local events happen, I see you guys sponsoring them all the time. So I know our community is truly appreciative of everything that you guys do. And business as usual is not exactly going on, but I know you guys still drive through, right? Is that people can still go through and?
Yep, that's correct. We are still functioning as a full service, so our lobbies are closed, but you can come to our drive-throughs at our locations and still handle any transaction you need. You can open an account, you can get a loan, you can make your deposits, your withdrawals, whatever it is that you need done, we can handle through our drive-through. It's all about being able to pivot in this environment. We're in we're an environment of uncertainty. No one knows when this will go away. No one knows the full effects of this virus and what's going on. So being able to still try to keep as much normalcy as possible in our day-to-day is what we're trying to portray and continue to be there to service our members.
Yeah, definitely. I think you guys were really proactive in that, because I was saying before we got on, for everyone, I was like, John, they had him at home really prior to some of this outbreak, because they were kind of setting things up just in case. And I remember him saying, well, this is just in case things would get to the point. And this was probably at least 10 days out before I really started getting concerned myself. And I was like, what do you mean you're at home? I was over in the lobby in the bank talking to Ashley, one of the managers over there. And, she's like, yeah, we're rotating through and kind of making sure we are ready to serve our members and that everything works from home. And I was just so impressed that you guys were ahead of the gamut that way. So I thought
yeah, definitely. Like one of the things that we were talking about earlier, it's the benefit of working for a smaller organization. We're not a large multinational company. We're not nationwide. We're here in our local area, and it gives us the opportunity to pivot a lot quicker. We don't have the bureaucracy in place that stops a lot of these larger companies from being able to pivot. So the fact that we're smaller, we're more nimble, and we can test things that hopefully will work to continue servicing our members. As I said before, it's better to be proactive than reactive.
Right.
Especially in this kind of situation that we're in.
Yeah, I know we had an account we were working on. Our family started a foundation, and I actually got a phone call from Jessica yesterday, one of your employees there, that was like, "Hey, I shot you over, e-documents. Let's make sure we get them signed." I was just so impressed. Like everything was still functioning as normal. We're able to get all our documentation that way,
Yep.
with all the technical support that we have. So I'm appreciative of that. I know that you were talking a little bit about ways we can support small businesses right now. Really, it's not just local business. Everybody, I think, across the country, because anyone can watch this, guys. So if you're not from Clarksville, hey, we welcome you.
Hey.
But I think the advice you give is good for anyone. I know you mentioned the Small Business Administration, and
Right.
I got an SBA loan years and years ago in another lifetime when I had a different business, and that was something that I was starting to look for myself as a brick and mortar. Before all this happened, I was starting just to kind of look for capital and ways to build my business up. So right now, obviously that's totally shifted.
Mm-hmm.
You'll have some resources you wanted to share with us.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, think about it this way. We're going through unprecedented times, right? But that doesn't mean we have to stop trying to be successful. The goal is, as a nation, we're a nation that's built on small business, right? That's the backbone of this country. So me as a support to small business and small business owners out there, we have to continue finding ways to be able to grow our business, to be able to be successful, to get in front of this virus that's changing things every day. Every day there's a new story coming out in regards to what kind of effects this virus is having in our community. But that doesn't mean we stop. It doesn't mean we wave the white flag and say, I give up. We have to control our mindset. And there's a lot of resources out there that are meant to help small businesses right now, especially the ones that are really affected by the coronavirus. So the SBA, if you go to sba.gov /disaster, you can actually log on and apply for loans from the SBA to help you make it through, to help you pay your employees and keep people working, to help you pay some loans and get some type of short-term financing. It's a very easy process. It's very user-friendly. I went on it last night just to test it, to see would it be difficult to navigate, and they make it very, very simple. There's lines of credits that you can go for. There's people who own investment properties can go on there because they do commercial, they do collateralized types of loans as well. There's also an SBA Express Bridge loan, which is a smaller loan that the SBA is offering, and that's something that's up to $25,000, and that's just to help. It's specifically to help businesses impacted by the coronavirus, meant for small businesses really impacted by the coronavirus, just to kind of give you some type of influx of capital to help make it through. So there's all kinds of opportunities out there. The federal government is in the process of passing the stimulus package, which is going to open up more opportunity to get access to help make it through and navigate this downturn. But I wanted to touch on also two other things that we can do as business owners to really make sure that we're on top of ourselves and we're preparing ourselves to make it through. So number one is protect your credit, right? Because credit is still important in the approval process for loans. Us at the credit union, we are still lending. So we want it to be business as usual. We want you to come to us for lending opportunities and utilize us and go the normal way, because obviously that's the best route, the best, as far as you want to talk about interest rate and terms, you get the best one when you go through your financial institution. So utilize that process, but protect your credit at the same time. So if you have an opportunity, go and pull your credit report and take a look at it. And you can even put a comment on your credit report on each one. So you have Experian, Equifax, TransUnion. Go to those credit reports and put a comment in there, just explaining that right now, due to the coronavirus, you may find yourself in a situation where there may be some issues on being able to make payments, right? So put a comment on your credit report. So be proactive on that, so that that actually helps the stem of just maintaining the score. Another thing that I highly recommend is reaching out to your creditors. don't wait till it's too late. And there's been a lot of videos out there really having this kind of conversation. I'm not a credit expert. There's a lot of credit companies in our area that you can reach out to that really give you that some better guidance on that, and reach out to them. But reach out to your creditors and have a conversation with them. Let them know if your business is struggling to be able to pay your bills during this process, and they will work with you. So there's a lot of programs out there. Maybe not everyone has a specific program in place, but if you have that conversation, there is one-on-one that they can customize a program for you to help make it through and help you cover your bills.
Yeah, I love that, being proactive, because I think people, this is just my opinion, but I feel like a lot of people are just sitting around waiting on this stimulus package, and that money may not come through for quite some time if I'm understanding what I'm reading. Right. So if people aren't being proactive, reaching out to their creditors, and they're waiting for this, even the small business assistance or this personal check they're going to get, it could potentially be months before that comes through. And in the meantime, they've got their daily bills, they've got their building rent if they have a brick and mortar, they have employees, like you said, they need to pay. So I love hearing about the SBA. I wrote that down, sba.gov/disaster. And I'll type that out in the comments here for people on the video. And as well as the bridge loan. I had got on the first day that I saw it, and it wasn't up yet. So that's good to know that's on there. And talk about protecting your credit. This is something I would love to have just your personal opinion on. So I'm seeing people playing all these games on Facebook, right? Mm-hmm. And I got my identity stolen in, I think it was 2017. It was awful. I mean, it's still, there are things on my credit report that are not mine. And it takes a long time to clean that up. I'm seeing people do all these games on Facebook, like name your mother's maiden name, your pet. And I feel like those are things that are passwords that, a lot of times when I go to a credit union or a bank, they say, what's your mother's maiden name, name your first pet. So I feel like people are putting all their identifying information out there. Is that maybe not a good idea right now?
100% a horrible idea.
I'm like, forget Russian spies on Facebook. Like, you people are putting out your personal data, and it's going to be easier and easier to steal. I mean, I hate to say that, but people need to be aware. I know in this time of boredom, but they're being very free in what they're posting. And anybody, as much as people are getting on social media right now because they're home and their schedule's a little different, I feel like that's maybe not best practices. Not
at all. I mean, I understand. We're needing that social interaction. It kind of like brings us close together when we can learn new things about the people that we're connected with online and social media. But at the same time, we got to be careful. There's a lot of people that don't have good intentions that are surfing the internet and looking for ways to get access to people's information. And believe it or not, I know a lot of us who open accounts in wherever it may be, who have profiles in other institutions or whatever it may be, the recovery questions, let's say we forget our password and we want to recover it, they're going to ask us recovery phrases. And a lot of the answers to those questions we're putting on social media right now. So we're giving that information out there to these criminals that are looking to gather it and get access to our information. So 100%, be careful what you put out on social media. You got to be very careful. There's a lot of great people, there's a lot of good people in this world, but there's still some bad people out there that are looking to get access to our information. And that's a great way to do it.
Yeah, I know you said before we got on, times of crisis can be great opportunity, but I think we got to think both ways, that unfortunately, not everybody is positive and trying to help us out. Some people, unfortunately, might be. But for those of us on the positive side that are trying to make a positive way to stay in business right now. I know people are getting really creative. I'm happy for the restaurants and the people that can shift to that delivery mode. Yes. But what about some of us that aren't? Like, I think about, like myself, I'm working consulting. So I don't per se sell a gift card or anything like that. Yeah. Any advice for those of us? I've heard people say, if you can't be working in your business right now, work on your business. Right. So some things that we could be doing going forward. I don't know if, like I mentioned in the beginning, people that maybe they run a business and they didn't even have an EIN number, maybe they weren't actually set up as an established business. Is it too late for people to set up their established business and then be able to get any kind of help, or at least they have that going forward now?
Yeah, I mean, either way. So this is a great opportunity to become the subject matter expert in the field that you're in, right? And believe it or not, there's a lot of resources out there totally free that we can utilize to really increase our knowledge in our field or in the field that we're interested in. Let's take advantage of that. You know, let's use this opportunity to say, hey, okay, we're online. We got to pivot our business. We got to pivot just personally on how we can overcome this. I'm telling you, Zoom is taking over the world,
Right.
right? They have just really taken over. It's like the best tool that their stock is killing it. So if you're thinking about buying some stock in this crazy market, buy some Zoom.
I know. I've been using Zoom for years, and I'm like, what is happening? Why did I not, we've been using Zoom with my company for like 6 years now. So yeah.
Yeah, for a lot of us it's normal, but imagine all the people that are being forced to use it now and are really understanding that this is a really great tool. So this can actually be an opportunity for a lot of us. So those of us like for you, for instance, you say you do consulting and that's something that you're awesome at. This is a great opportunity to have these types of conversations with businesses where you can do webinars and you can do everything can really be online in a Zoom format. You can record sessions for people that they can then log in and view and really get a good idea and learn something that way. So it's really about how are we going to get in front of this this time? How are we going to get in front of it to help support ourselves when it's ready to when we're out of it, right? To continue to be successful, because now at this point you're generating another stream of income, right? Because once this virus dies down and we're able to get back to some type of normalcy and get out into the community, you can have this stream of income, the online, the webinars or whatever it may be coming in, as well as your face-to-face workshops, your face-to-face meetings. So you can actually combine the two. So it's an opportunity for a lot of restaurants as well, health food stores that are out there. I know Natural Selections is a great, like they pivoted so quickly out here in Clarksville. They went to online delivery. You can order your meals online and they will come to your house and deliver it. And so the curbside pickup, like all of that stuff may continue when we're done with this, and you're just generating additional streams of income. I know a lot of other companies have really grasped this opportunity to embrace technology in a way that really says, hey, it's not very expensive to offer this service this way, but it's generating income. So our profit margin doing it this way is great, and it can help offset the profit margin of the regular brick and mortar style of doing business. So there's opportunity here to take advantage of as well. Yeah,
absolutely. Absolutely. Well, I'm excited just to get on SBA myself. So I hope some of you watching will get on the sba.gov/disaster and check that out today and see if perhaps they can help your business if you're needing that, if you're struggling. I love John's tips about protecting your credit right now. Be aware of what you're posting on social media. I love that pull your credit report. I would have never thought to do that and put a comment. I didn't even know you could comment on your credit report. And I'm someone that's been on my credit report. So that's great to know. So I appreciate that. So you guys also, like John said, reach out to your creditors, be proactive as we're waiting for this stimulus package to come through and different things. But I've loved this Friday Financial. Maybe you'll come back next week and by then we'll know some more stuff and we could do it again.
Yeah, this is awesome. I mean, things change every day. So I'm sure there'll be plenty to talk about, and I would love to come back. Thank you for the opportunity to have me. It's an opportunity to really continue our awareness building in the community and just get some good information out to people. It's all about information right now. The more we have it, the better we're able to make good decisions.
And how do people, do you mind sharing your email if anyone wants to drop you a message or?
Yeah, sure. So you can email me at jcrespo@forteracu.com, and I'll spell that as JCRESPO, P as in Peter, @forteracu.com.
Great. All right. Well, thanks everybody for being on. We appreciate it. And potentially we'll see you next Friday with another financial update.
Thank you very much, Karen. Okay. It was a pleasure. Thank you very much.
Thanks.